haven't been on in a while, and I was sitting here going through some of my thrifted things that I just purchased and watching a video, and I was like, maybe I should just do a quick video. I don't know how quick it'll be, but um, so it's a mess behind me. I'm trying to clean up my family room. This is the family room slash my fun room where I keep all my crafts and things. And like right now, you're on top of a worm bin. So that's a long story too. So hopefully I'll be able to get some of my teaching updates posted as well. So you are actually inside something I purchased. I haven't tried it yet, but one of my favorite teacher YouTubers had one of these, and it's a workout camera phone mover thingy majiggy. So I haven't put the batteries in to see if it works, but it's supposed to like move with you. So when you move, it'll keep your focus. So I have to put the batteries in that. But anyway, a lot of thrifted items that I purchased. So this video is probably going to be just books. All right, so I'm going to start with, so I was putting labels on my books, and that's what made me think about. So I'll start with the books. Some of them are my own personal books. I love to read. Some are books from my classroom, and then some are way over there. I'm not going to get those. Some, I'll explain as I go. So like the first one, it's a Jumbo My Little Pony coloring book. So if you watched any of my past videos, there is a Last Chance Goodwill that I go to every once in a while. I've been trying to go once a month when I get paid, since I'm now being paid monthly and I'm a teacher. And all books are 25 cents. So I picked this up in mind to give it to a student because I gave her sister a big drawing book, and she's like, I need a princess coloring book. Haven't seen a princess coloring book. But I thought about this, but also I think I'm going to start collecting like the 25-cent books that I think kids will like, especially coloring books, because I'm thinking about starting like a birthday box, because I always feel bad when they tell me it's their birthday and I have like nothing to give them. So I'm thinking I'll just start collecting my junk like this, 25 cents here and there. I have 420 students altogether. I'm a STEM teacher, rotation teacher, so I teach 100 students a day, and right now we're teaching for a week at a time. So I at least want to have things for the kids who can't come and say, hey, it's my birthday today. And I can say, hey, come pick something out of the box. Eventually I want to be able to have enough for all 420 students, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. So that's one of the downfalls of being a rotation teacher, is that you have so many students that you can't do those little special things with them that you would if you were just a regular classroom teacher, even a SPED teacher, where you have like a set number of students. We have so many students. So this book, a lot of these I just grabbed because they were 25 cents and they look like they might work for STEM. So this is like an agriculture book. When I looked through it, I actually really like it. It's completely black and white. And this is even something that I could give one of the students that likes to color, and they can read it and color. So, but it actually looks like it's a pretty good book. I looked through it. It looks like it's a pretty good book. So it's going to go in my library. I have a huge library of nothing but STEM books. So if you don't know, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So if it's a science book, a technology book, an engineering book, or a math book, it goes in my library. Plus, I have books like this. This is Chicken Little. We do our own, the rotation teachers, we do our own SEL program with our school. So we have a Kindness Wednesday, and I thought this, and we are Leader in Me school. So I thought this would be great for Seek First to Understand, then to be understood, because Chicken Little did not seek to understand what was going on. She just ran around starting a bunch of stuff. And then I actually found Henny Penny, which is like another version. So I love to incorporate a lot of literacy into my teaching, because one of my master's focuses was reading literacy. I love reading, so literacy is one of my things. And I thought it'd be great to compare the two. So the day that we do, if we ever do this as a Kindness Wednesday, in my classroom, we'll do both. But for the main school, we'll just do one version, and it'll probably be a YouTube video. Gingerbread Mouse, it's kind of torn up. Not torn up, like it's kind of raggedy, but it was 25 cents. And I read this year to my class, and I wanted to actually build gingerbread houses. We didn't get to that, but we did an activity with gingerbread houses on paper, and I even built like a cardboard gingerbread house as a decoration for Christmas for the kids. So I thought that way I can keep my copy. My copy's brand new. Keep it put with my read-alouds, and then keep this one out in my library for the children. This one's about butterflies. I just thought it had beautiful illustrations, and of course it's about butterflies. And things like butterflies, anything that kind of metamorphosizes are great, because I can go through life cycles, I can go through adaptations, I can go through many different science concepts, because I have to have science standards to go with all of my lessons, and I have 5 grade levels. So it's great when they're adaptable. And the kids, I've noticed, since I've been reading my books aloud instead of using YouTube videos, this lady here, Ruth Heller, her books definitely have a theme. But this one's all frogs. But if you ever saw any of her other illustrations, like, yeah, she definitely has a style. But yeah, this video is going so long. Quiz Me. I wasn't sure about this book. I just thought it was a kid on the front said quiz me. I'm like, But then when I got home and actually looked through it, I think the kids are actually going to love this. It's like, how green are you? What are you sure to shut off when brushing your teeth? The water faucet, my music, my mind, all of the above. So it's like those quizzes that you do on Facebook. And it's like, how, which cartoon character are you? It's pretty much the same thing. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. And you're gathering data. So that's STEM. I make everything STEM. I collect certain chapter books by certain authors. They have nothing to do with STEM, but I just collect them because chapter books are kind of hard to find. As a mom, they're hard to find. This is a Mr. V UFO, short little chapter book. I'm thinking about starting like a classroom library where they can borrow books. This is called The Quiet Book, and I actually had purchased this with the ones over there that I said I won't be able to get. Originally, my idea is to cut the covers off of these books because they're 25 cents. They're on the way to the dump. Anyway, cut the covers off and turn them into clipboards because I can't afford clipboards for my whole classroom right now. And you just cut the cover off, put a little duct tape, and then take a binder clip. Boom, instant clipboard. But when I opened it, it's all about fruits and vegetables. But it's almost like one of those autism interactive books. It's just missing the pieces. So what I can do, I'm going to photocopy the colored side, put my own Velcro dot on there, and then it will replace the missing pieces. So I don't think that'll be too hard to do. This one's for me. It's a children's book, To Be a Slave. It sounds really interesting. I've never heard of it. It's a Newbery Honor book. To be a slave, to be owned by another person. That's a car, a house, or a table is owned. To live is a piece of property that could be sold. And then if it's something that I feel like it's appropriate for students, I will pass it on. Play Ball Amelia Bedelia. I only bought this just because I remember this book when I was little. I mean, this is literally from the 80s. So this is like the exact book that I read when I was little. The Weekly Reader. I loved Weekly Reader when I was little. German Cooking Today. I did my DNA test and I'm actually like 33% German. Never even knew I had any German in me. So now I'm kind of like looking at things. I mean, I love German food anyway. Like, that was always the thing anyway, but now I'm going to learn how to cook some German food. So I thought that would be fun. 25 cents. I didn't even know I had purchased this. I stuck it in my cart to think about, and then I ended up buying it. It's 102 questions children ask about the Bible. And I actually had a student in mind. She brings a little Bible to school every day. But when I was looking through it, I'm like, might be some interesting info in there for me. Try not to make the video too long, but I also try not to talk too super duper fast. All right. Donna Erickson's Great Outdoors Fun Book. Once again, 25 cents. And Donna Erickson, I remember her from when my oldest son was little. Yeah, 1997. He was born in 2000. She had like a show on PBS. And she always had these great little activities. So I thought this would be good just as a idea book for me for lessons. Outdoor decor. I literally purchased this just because I saw the size of the cover. I was going to make it into a clipboard. But then when I opened it and looked inside, I can't wait to sit down with it. It is literally telling you how to make outdoor decor. Well, we have gardens at our school because our school theme is leadership, environmental awareness, and public service. We have gardens, and I was wanting to start a experimental garden just for STEM and an outdoor classroom. So now I'm gonna have to keep this because I want to see if there's anything in there that I can work with my students to make for our outdoor classroom that I want to create. Because if I ever get to giving you an update about my classroom and those things, you'll know why. My classroom's way too small for 24 students. And yeah, so outdoor classroom would be a great addition. Okay, I'm wasting time here. Okay, so Rumpelstiltskin, I literally squealed when I saw it because I keep telling people about this book because my son and daughter-in-law, they had a baby a week ago, and they wouldn't tell us her name till she was born. And so I was joking, I'm like, it's Rumpelstiltskin. And they had no idea who Rumpelstiltskin was. So I purchased this just because, like, everybody I talk to about Rumpelstiltskin doesn't know what I'm talking about. So kids these days don't know about Rumpelstiltskin. So once again, it's probably one of those things that I can link into our Kindness Wednesday lesson. Like, I'm sure there's some kind of way I can make that an SEL book, obviously. Of course, plants, 25 cents. Super science activities. Perfect for my lesson planning. Another one, Everything Kids Science Experiment book. The kids are really wanting me to do science experiments, and I really haven't done many. Not a science experiment. Like when I was little, I had like all these science experiment kits, but I haven't done any experiments with the kids yet, really. So I'm hoping that will influence me. Enter at your own risk, Dude Vault. It's supposed to have 3D glasses. It was 25 cents. I figured there's things in here that I can use just for fun. Alright, got a few more books. Landfill, like I said, environmental awareness and science. Perfect. Pokey Little Puppy's First Christmas. I'm thinking this would be a good journal for me to create. I love Pokey Little Puppy. It was my favorite when I was little. It's missing the golden edge, but that's okay because most of the time when you make journals, you pull the golden edge off anyway. The Essential 55, and I didn't know what that was, so I saw Ron Clark. We are not a Ron Clark school. One of the ones in our system is, like I said, we are Leader in Me school. We're themed charter schools, but I heard so much great things about Ron Clark. And one of the teacher YouTubers that I watch, she is in Ron Clark school, and like I love the way she teaches. So I was like, let me get this and look at it. And when I went to flip through it, I spent probably an hour flipping through reading every one of the 55 rules. And like, I'm totally going through this before January 2nd when I go back to work, because some of these rules are going to become my rules. Yes. So this and Leader in Me, like this, like the how. Leader in Me is like the why. Like honestly, they go hand in hand really. So I'm loving that. Okay. A book for me. I've gotten to where I like Lisa Jackson books, but I've only read a couple, so one. A classic. I used to own this. I got rid of it because I was teaching Head Start, and I was like, it's a great book. I read the whole thing, like, devoured it. But then I got rid of it because it was like, but now that I'm a teacher, I plan to read this every summer. The First Days of School by Harry Wong. It's a classic. The classic. They actually had 2 copies. This was the newer one. Still has the CD in the back intact. If you're a teacher and you've not heard of this book, it's a classic. I'm thinking about even flipping through it now because I have to set my expectations because we're finally going to my classroom. So we actually have never really been in my classroom. But that's a whole other story coming soon. Smart But Scattered Teens. It's like in brand new shape. I know the Smart But Scattered book is really good. And I'm thinking this will have some good information for me. And the last one is the one I'm most excited about. This month, January, I'm teaching polar bears. I'm writing my lesson plans now. I was actually looking for polar bear children's books. Couldn't find any. But I found one. I found this one. So it's Polar Bears Past Bedtime. And the reason I'm excited about it is because it's actually a Magic Treehouse chapter book. I'm going to read it, make sure it's got information I need, and maybe make some notes. But I think there's 14 pages for every 2 chapters. So I think that every day I should be able to read 2 chapters to my students. By the end of the week, we can finish the book and just pull a little bit more literacy into the lessons. So I'm planning on having my opening, my video, the activity centers, and then at the end clean up early, and then we'll have last 10 minutes to read this. So I'm excited to get to read a chapter book with them. And if that works, maybe every month I'll have a chapter book, like the UFO book, like those smaller chapter books to read with the kids. Because that's one of my good memories from elementary school, is my teacher reading a chapter book to the class. So that is it for the books. The rest of the thrifted items, I'm looking to see if that really is it for the books. I think it is. I've bought so many books lately. The rest of the thrifted items I will have in a different video coming up soon. Bye.